a sports guy show, and we are talking about the Super Bowl. What's going on, Bo? How are you doing tonight?
Good man. How you doing?
Doing fantastic. We have a big. I mean, we have Super Bowl. Every game is big, but I got to be honest with you. This Super Bowl is a coin flip. It really is a coin flip, and I think we are about to get a classic Super Bowl. That is my gut feeling. Probably not a lot of points, but a classic nail biting type of a Super Bowl.
Well, hey, let me know if you can hear me well. I'm trying out these new earbuds, but my phone's a little
I can
dead.
hear
So
you loud and clear all the way to North Korea.
good, good. North Korea. That's interesting. Now good to see you. I gotta disagree with you though on the first take. I think Seattle's gonna kind of pull away. It's gonna be how conservative Seattle wants to make their game plan. I think that they could be a little aggressive and really spread the field with JSN. But at the same time, they could play like Signetti did and still control the game, play a little conservative, and just rely on your trenches or rely on your defense and just wait for good things to happen. But either way, I think Seattle's going to win. Unless Sam Darnell, I call him Darnell, he's no longer Darnold, unless he reverts back into when he didn't have all the pieces around him. Um, I think we're going to get a good version of them, and I think Seattle wins.
But you correctly mentioned JSN. But here's the thing, Bo. The Pats have one of the best cornerback in the NFL, Christian Gonzalez. He's going to match up with JSN. That will mean Cooper Clegg, AJ Burnell, Rashid Shaheed. They will have to step up because I anticipate JSN to literally. I mean, he's going to have his chance. He's a phenomenal wideout. But Christian Gonzalez is expecting him to do a pretty good job of limiting the damage.
Um, Tristan Gonzalez. I mean, I okay, that's fine. Don't worry about
I
it.
mean,
I think Seattle covers. I think they win. And if there's any reason the over hits, it's because they decided not to play the way that I was thinking that Signetti conservative, just let it run its course for 4 quarters until you end up with just that nice little cushion of a lead, kind of like a Sean McDermott esque, but you don't have to worry about playing. They line up so well defensively. I'm just so impressed with their defense, and I'm a firm believer in defense. That wins championships. And no offense to the Patriots, but they're not as good as the other defense. So even if you were to call the quarterbacks a wash, I I I think Seattle is just they're going to be a problem.
yeah, we have some guests in the room. I Shy and I Lamel. So guys, smash the like button if you don't mind. And I Natalie, we're talking Super Bowl. Yeah, please smash the like button, guys, and subscribe. Turn the bell notification on. You haven't done so. So I mean, the Pats defense, in my opinion, is very good, Bo. It's very good. I mean, they picked up Milton Williams. He's been a great pickup. Christian Benmore. I mean, to me, this game will come down to Drake May. I mean, Sam Donald, we know he's a very good quarterback. But Drake May will come down to Drake May, will come down to Rashad Stevenson and Trevon Anderson. Because the last couple of games, playoff wise, Anderson has been a non factor, the rookie from Wisconsin. If he has at least 40, 50 rushing yard combined with Stevenson, 70 yard potentially, the Pats will win. Now, the thing with the Seahawks, and not much people are talking about it, but I think in this particular game, they're going to be missing their pure starting running back, Zach Chevrolet, who torn in his ACL in the game against the 49ers. That is a big, big loss. Sure, against the Rams, it wasn't a big factor. But in the Super Bowl, That could be a factor.
I know. I was just saying, hey, I got the Super Bowl show moved up a little bit. Okay, well, just for a second. Interrupting the show. Millie's going crazy over here. Sorry, Shakad.
It's all
Happening
good.
place over here at the Panther house.
Yeah, I remember you. Yeah, of course I remember you. And I did name all the starting players for the Panthers. No, but anyway, what I was saying, Bo, Shamaray, the Seahawks not having him, that could be a factor.
Could be, but I don't know. I have a feeling that their coaching seems to be really just. I don't want to say elite because that word gets overused, and we have bad feelings about saying elite around Panthers woods. But I don't know, man. They might just have another guy up and just might have a better game plan. I don't think it's going to be a coin flip. That's all my take is.
So you think this is a blowout city type of a
I don't think
Super
it's
Bowl?
blowout city. I just think that it's going to be like. I mean, for example, I'm not trying to compare everything to the Indiana football championship against Miami, but at no point did Miami ever look like they were going to win that game. They were playing from behind most of the time. They would just run the ball. So um, I don't know. I just think that's going to be their formula, but I could be wrong. I'm not right often.
I mean, what is the spread? I got to be honest. I haven't looked at the spread. I haven't looked at who is favorite. All of that. Obviously, we had snowstorm here in Charlotte, so we were on team. Had no time to focus on that. But I am curious. I did hear Kyle Daly early on, and obviously, our condolence to KB for losing his mother-in-law to Alzheimer's disease, all of that. But anyway, I did hear him mentioning that the spread, I believe, is under 40 points, but under
I
40 points.
yeah, sorry, man. I haven't looked at it yet. Just like you, I kind of make those decisions like 48 hours in advance, and we're just not there yet. We still got a lot of college basketball and even some NBA to watch.
Right. I mean, I think realistically, knowing that our Panthers were eliminated, then I think honestly this is the best Super Bowl that we could hope for. I mean, the Rams, Broncos, sure, everyone here in Carolina and Panthers fans would have pulled against the Broncos, but it would have been it would have been a boring type of a game. Which team do I like? Do you, which team do you like, Bo? So I think Bo like the Seahawks. I'm pulling for the Pats. I mean, Drake May is a Charlotte kid.
Yeah, I can understand that. I won't be mad at Drake May wins. I'm not like overly rooting on any side because I mean, let's face it, I'm a pretty Boilermaker fan. There's a lot of guys that I've wanted to root for to win things, and we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to tag on Drake May there because he didn't even go to he didn't even compete against Providence High School when I was there. Maybe if he went to Independence or South Meck. Now, if he was a South Meck quarterback, oh, same school as Hoggard and right down the street from Shroppy's Charlotte Catholic. Now that's somebody I could. He was out in Sun Valley. That's like Matt's neck of the woods, almost near like Flounder and Fitty and those guys. That's a whole different Charlotte, man.
Right, and I mean, they did show him. I don't know if you had a chance to. They showed him in a picture, like back in 2015, the Super Bowl, wearing a Panther shirt with his wife. At the time, they were dating, obviously. Now married. So yeah, boys, die out Purdue fan, basketball, baseball, football, and I like UNC, local team, Tar Heels. What about you, Lamar? Who is your team? I mean, I know you're a Ravens fan, but who is your college team? Back to the Super Bowl. I, I mean, I don't think. I mean, most people, most not most people, most Panthers fans don't like the Pats because of the Super Bowl and Bantygate and all of that.
As BYU fan.
Yeah, but I got to be honest. In that 2003 team, the Panthers themselves were cheating. I mean, we don't want to admit it, but we had guys on steroid at the time. So in a way, one can say we did not deserve to win it.
What's the point? Are we talking about Hall of Fame voting now, or
No, I'm saying most people don't like the Pats. Most people don't like the Pats because of the cheating and all of that.
probably goes hand in hand with the winning too? If you think about it, I mean, they were pretty much the daddy for a long time. I mean, Tom Brady played on that team for a long time, and I mean, it just, there's a part of fans I think that are like, oh, really? You guys have gone so long. You have to, oh, it just whatever. The parody of the sport is great, and a team like the Pats could hit the cellar for a little bit and then still be able to come back because they didn't do the half measures the Panthers did. Looking at their tail, wagging, circling around before they finally came to their senses. So it just shows you the turnaround you can have in the league when you feel like you really hit where they were. They were in the cellar.
Right. No, I mean, I I agree with you. I mean, the thing is, here's how I look at it. If you're winning and you do it the right way, you shouldn't you shouldn't hate the team. You should, of course, want to beat them, but you shouldn't hate them. Now, if they do it the wrong way, cheating, so on, like baseball, using baseball as example, the Dodgers, they sign every player literally because they have unlimited amount of money. So sure, you don't like them. You don't like them. So that, wow, that, sorry, I got caught by the score. That would be one heck of a game. One heck of a game. 41-44. Wow.
And that
Mm,
that that's a shootout. I mean, there's a take right there. I mean, a lot of people said this is going to be, low scoring defensive battle, but the league's made off of offense, and they're not going to be playing in any kind of crazy conditions. So that's kind of buying into
right.
both
Except for,
offenses there.
except for earthquake. I mean, they had an earthquake this morning. They had an
I didn't I
earthquake,
didn't I didn't know that.
I think 4.5, if I remember correctly, or something around that range. They had that,
I had a 3.8 after Chipotle this afternoon. Is that pretty funny, Shikad?
yeah. No, so I mean, it's vulnerable for earthquake. Hopefully, there won't be an earthquake. It's vulnerable, unfortunately. No, but 41 can be a great game. And for us Panthers fans, since we lost to both teams, the teams that lose, can we say that we are better than them?
Could you rephrase that statement or that question? And
I'm
I'm sorry.
saying, I'm saying the Panthers unfortunately lost to both the Pats and the Seahawks regular season. The teams that lose, I think we can say we are better than them.
Not this season, but probably next season. I agree.
Yeah,
We had this. We were playing Seattle's game. It was a very close game. But credit to their defense, man. Those guys, this guys just kept. They're impressive. They don't miss tackles. They play a good game plan. They don't give you anything easy. They just kind of sit back and wait for you to try and make your mistake because you just kind of get a little bit more aggressive.
I think
Um,
that honestly we overlooked them. I really believe we overlooked them, seeing they were bad last season and so on. And it was like a snowball. Yeah, so the Pro Bowl is on, but who who gives a damn about the Pro Bowl? I mean, it's so boring. I had suggested last week, Bo. I want to give you my opinion about the Pro Bowl to make it better. Maybe you agree or disagree. So my suggestion for the NFL Pro Bowl is to make it better and more fun. Number one, let's have a fun kicking competition. Let's see which kicker can make it from 70 yards. 65 yard kicking competition, 65 to 70 yard field goal competition. Then let's see, can a quarterback throw the ball for 100 yard and two attempt for a touchdown for from one end zone to the another end zone, being defended by two defenders, wide receiver. That's not. Let's see how fast can a running back run with the ball and can a running back score a touchdown, being defended by two players for 100 yards. How fast can you do it? Similar to Madden video gaming, but let's make it more fun because it's so damn boring, the Pro Bowl. I mean, I rather sleep than watch the Pro Bowl.
Um, yeah, I mean, there's other things on. I mean, you just said you don't want to hate stuff, but now you're hating on the Pro Bowl. I mean, flip the channel over, get into some college basketball. Get to be a Purdue Boilermaker that also is rooting for SMU because you put on for your city.
No, I don't care
Maybe you
about
just
Purdue.
don't like. Maybe you don't like Will Wade. Another little sports hatred there. I don't like Will Wade. I think he's a little. Well, I got a lot of things to say about him, but anyway.
He's a bit cuckoo. He's a bit cuckoo. Right. No, but I mean, my whole point about the Pro Bowl, let's make it more fun. Let's make it more fun. The NFL think, oh, we have the game on Tuesday, so Tuesday nights, that will guarantee viewership. This is what I'm watching right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm watching right now. I don't have my TV on. If I did, it would not be on the boring Pro Bowl. I mean, I don't like golf. I'd rather watch golf than the Pro Bowl.
Why's
Both will
golf
be
catching a
good.
stray?
Huh?
So why is golf catching a stray?
Because golf is boring. But you cannot cheer in a golf. You cannot. You
Yeah, you
cannot.
can.
Cheer.
People cheer all the time in golf.
Do you yell? Do you scream?
Yeah. I do when I go out there. Oh yeah.
In a
You
professional
do it,
tournament,
but you do it respectfully, Shakad. You do it respectfully. You wait for them to hit their shot.
right? No, you cannot like say, "Let's go, let's go." That is good. You cannot
Yeah,
do it.
yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Absolutely.
Hmm? Well, a professional tournament that I've, yeah, I agree with you. Thank you, Gamal. Appreciate. Absolutely correct.
That's fine. That's fine. You know what? Not going to offend me. Not going to offend me. I'm just going to stick up for my sport. You know.
Also, NASCAR, I think, is boring. Believe it or not, I think NASCAR is boring because they're
It's still
going.
the same thing. You're still ragging. It's not creative takes, Shakad. You're still ragging on the same sport.
They're going round and around and around. I mean, if they go different way, NASCAR would be interesting. But you go round and around, that is boring, Bo. I mean, golf is boring like a billiard.
Is this why you
Billiard?
have me here today so you can just rip on golf and that's fine. No, go ahead.
No,
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no. But Lamar mentioned the probabilism. I did not mention it. I did not mention it.
So we just do everything that our one listener that's in the chat is telling us. Okay, all right, that's fine. I just want to know what the show was.
No, I mean, no, but I mean, I was trying suggesting a week ago how to make the Pro Bowl better because I mean, it's a Pro Bowl, but it's a dodgeball.
Making a basketball competition and bringing guys that aren't in the Pro Bowl. Oh, that's kind of like the NBA All Star Weekend. Never mind. I don't
Yeah,
know. They're putting all their marbles into flag football. They're really selling that hard. I mean, that's that's going to be their next thing. Between that and going abroad, I mean, do you see all the games that were going to be overseas next year, Shakad? What do you think about that?
Madrid, London, Rio. I
Gotta have
mean,
Rio. You know how much they love their football.
yeah, of course, soccer. But here's the deal. I mean, to me, the NFL don't care about the fans in the state. They really do. They care about the money. The money. It's all about the money. It's all about the money because the last I saw the NFL is an American game. And no offense to anyone watching the game from outside of America, but it's an America game. I mean, you don't see soccer, you don't see European Championship League being played in Charlotte or in Dallas or in Seattle. You see it played in Europe. So why? I mean, I've said all along, move preseason games to Europe, and I guarantee you will have a sellout and all of that. Keep the regular season games in America. I mean, what next? A Super Bowl will be played in Europe? I mean, that could be a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the fans would bitch and moan, but I don't think that they care about that anymore because it's that's not what they're trying to go. They're trying to go in a whole different globalized kind of perspective on what the sport is, and it's American football. It's now it's they're trying to make it into anywhere football. Shaked universe, galaxy, anywhere football. If
And
you've got if you've got money, we'll bring our sport there and we'll play it.
right. But who's the biggest losers? The American fans. American fans. I mean, last year, 2 years ago, basically 2 years ago, we played against the Giants. The Panthers played against the Giants. Yes, they had pretty good turnout in Germany and all of that, and we won. But as a diehard Panthers fan at home, I felt like, hey, the team doesn't care about us. I mean, look at the Jags. A very good season for them. They are literally playing half of their games in UK. How would their fans feel about it? I bet that's tough. I mean, after training, have preseason in Europe. Preseason in Europe. They will be happy, sell out, but keep the games at home because we pay for the fans. We pay for the tickets. We pay for the tickets, so we should be allowed to go for it. Because if you mentioned a while ago, you had a friend who gave you PSL tickets, if I remember correctly, in 522. Now, let's
Talking
say,
about the tickets that I owned, Shaked, before I moved out of Dallas.
yeah, of course, of course.
By the way,
So
Lamar, yes, not
I don't.
well. My dad had one. He still does. It's an incredible collection. I haven't done it myself. But sorry, go ahead, Shaked.
Right. No, I never collected sport card. But anyway, what
Yeah,
I was
Pokemon
saying,
cards. Sorry, go ahead, Shaked.
not Pokemon, not sport card, no card. But anyway, what I was saying, let's say you had to pay a ticket to go watch the Panthers in Germany, and you are a PSL owner. You don't get a free plane ticket. You don't get a free hotel. You get potentially a free ticket. I honestly, as an owner, if I was a PSL owner, I would feel stuck and unhappy. That listen, I'm already paying for my tickets. You're playing it in Europe, like 10 hours flight, but you don't give me free hotel. You don't give me free flight, but yet you charge me for the ticket.
I mean, that's the way it works these days.
No, I agree, but I think I think like speaking from a soccer perspective, because obviously I'm a soccer fan. Like soccer, the team would fly or potentially arrange a bus, depending where you're watching, of course. They would arrange a bus or something like that. Away team will go to the stadium and cheer on it. Similar with Charlotte FC when they played against
Bless you.
Atlanta. Thank you. I think it would be a great idea to have something like that for the NFL, which I'm thinking in general, why they don't do it? I'm thinking in general for big games, why they don't schedule like the Panthers or another team. Schedule, schedule like a away fan that they will show up and all of that. And sure, you have group like the Riots, Roaring Riots, and all of that. But I, I'm surprised the NFL doesn't do it because that for themselves could be equal more money, but for the fans, more opportunity to go ahead and watch teams playing on the road and all of that. That is something I'm wondering why they don't do it. But that is because I know they do it in the NBA. I know they do it in the NBA and all of that. So Speaking of the NFL, the Hall of Fame voting is coming up on Thursday. The reveal, the reveal, not the voting. I think I could be mistaken, but I believe they already voted. Which my thing is, the announcement is coming on Thursday. Why have they already made some announcement like Bill Belichick is not in, Robert Kraft is not in? Shouldn't you're talking about rating? Shouldn't you be waiting until 8 o'clock or whatever Thursday night, reveal it live? Like it take away from the anticipation, honestly.
Uh, I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I think people, you know, they're gonna hear about it. The first wave hits. Everyone talks about it, and then how much do we really need to talk about the guys that aren't going to be in? It's hard to get in. There's a lot of guys that are constantly on the ballot year after year after year. Steve Smith, for example. It's a stupid process that I don't really enjoy following. But it's all a part of the way the NFL works. I wish you ran it. I know you'd make it fair, and it wouldn't be about all the money, and maybe you could, rig it for us Panthers fans once. That'd be nice.
Right, but if I was on a voting committee, unfortunately, I would not be able to vote for Panthers with my team. That is something that I would have been able to do because I mean Darren Gant, he worked for the Panthers, Panthers.com. He is a voter for the Hall of Fame. I don't believe he can vote for the Panthers because they are Panthers. Because if he does that, he will be out of here, eliminate. So, but anyway, I'm shocked Bill Belichick did not make it. I'm absolutely shocked he did not make it, considering he's one of the best coach in our generation. I mean, Vince Lombardi, from what I've heard, was a great coach, but obviously neither you and I had a chance to watch him. So in our era, Bill Belichick, one of the best coach, won multiple Super Bowls. Whether you like him or not, it's irrelevant because from a coaching record, one of the best coach in the game. And for him not to make it, and for Robert Kraft winning multiple Super Bowl, I believe 7 Super Bowl, 22 years, not to make it. I mean, what in the world are
They're
they
going to get
doing?
in, though. I mean, that's the thing. They're going to get in. So, I mean, they know that there's the way the process is. There's other guys that you're trying to push through, and there's only 50 voters, I think, for that particular one that we're talking about. That's not a lot to swing if you need to have an 80% vote, right? So there's guys we're going to get in, like Kraft and Belichick, to where I think some of these sports writers that have covered them, and it's like don't care. Don't care. You can wait. Sorry. Do not care. I mean, whether it's because of the person, whether it's because of the cheating scandals, Spygate was real. So is I don't know. I don't even really put the Deflategate in there because it just seems so stupid. But Spygate was real, and whether you want to compare it to steroid use, that's fine. I don't know. Golfers used to use steroids. I mean, you push the limit until you actually can get absolutely actually pay the consequences for it. So it is what it is. I mean, that's just my opinion, Shaked, but I know you get fired up in a lot of this stuff. So
Right. I mean, you mentioned steroid. I mean, speaking from baseball for a second, I think the reason why Barry Bond is not in, won't ever get in because of steroids. So obviously, it's a real situation for the voters and all of that. But I,
so
speaking of
you're
now,
okay with these guys that use steroids that have a lot of these records never getting into Baseball Hall of Fame?
yeah, of course, I don't want Barry Bond, Rafael Palmeiro, a not Roger Clemens, Manny Ramirez, those players who tarnished Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, players who tarnished the game. No, absolutely, I don't want them to ever get in. Absolutely not, because I believe you set up a bad example. You set up a bad example, and also, I mean, I don't believe those players, if they don't use it, would have put up great numbers. Now, don't get me wrong. At the time, watching them in the 2000s, when we didn't know that they were using it, it was a lot of fun watching Maguire, Sosa, Bond hitting home run every night, and the chase for 72 home runs and all of that. That was a lot of fun. But now looking back at it, that they did it by tearing. I mean, it's a bad example for young generation. But also, I truly believe if you do it wrong, you are not entitled in the Hall of Fame. So if I was the commissioner, I would eliminate any player who we know use PhD or steroid from ever being allowed to be voted in because I have very strong stance on it.
Okay. I don't feel strongly enough to debate you on that, so we can just move along. Hey, Shaked, I've got some food. I'm going to probably have to roll out soon. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Do, do you think Luke get in?
I think this year he does. I feel like it would be a complete, just egregious, just very. I wouldn't put it past him, but I think he gets in.
Yeah, I also think based off the Panthers, like doing all of that, I think they already know he's in. That is my gut feeling. They already know.
Well, they did the same thing last year when he was going up, though. So that would be my argument to that. I don't know if we really truly know that yet.
Right. So finally, Super Bowl predictions. So
I think the Seahawks are going to win 27-17.
and the MVP.
I think it's going to be Samuel Darnell.
And I'm going to go Pats 24-21. Drake May MVP.
There you go. There you go.
So for Bo, Shaked, we'll have a show next week. Myself, Bo is always welcome if you want to come on and smash the like button, subscribe. We'll see you guys next week. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Good night, everyone.
Thanks, my friend.